Alright, after hours repair, 08 Accord 2.4. Customer says I went for an oil change at the quicky-lube and they stripped my threads out of the pan. So luckily this one is an aluminum pan and it should be easy to access. I haven't looked at it yet, but we're probably going to put a Time-Sert in there. We're headed under the car and there's the drain plug. Customer did good by getting their oil changed. The sticker was one of ours. The mileage is right on. They just went to the wrong place. This comes back to what I might have commented on earlier. I really like to only do repairs where I feel confident that we can fix anything that goes wrong during them, and that, you know, 1% or less chance of times it does, then, you know, we can handle it. Quick-lube shops, they can put these like oversized plugs in. They can do some other, there's one that like, it's like that drywall, you know, anchor that goes in and expands. It's not made for drywall, it's made for these, but it's a bad repair. It gets people down the road, hopefully to a shop that can fix it correctly. Now Honda aluminum pans are about the easiest to repair. There's good thickness in the pan. The only ones that cause problems are like four-wheel drive, like ridge lines. The plug is over here, and then some subframe is right in the way, so the Time-Sert tool can't fit. It's like 6 inches long. Then you need like a drill or a driver or something to clear out, to drill and then tap the threads for the insert, and that stuff just doesn't fit because that subframe clearance is too tight. So in those cases, unfortunately, we have to take the pan off, and at that point we just put a new pan on. But like the pans are really relatively cheap compared to the additional labor and the insert and the new plug that you would have to pay to repair an old pan. So I've got all my tools that I think I'm going to need right here. Of course, we got a 17. I'm a dork. I use a torque wrench on oil drain plugs. I've never not used one except for the other day. There was this weird clearance issue between, I guess it was the transmission drain, transmission pan and the plug. It was like an inch away, so couldn't use my torque wrench. All I could get in there was a box wrench. So exception to the rule. Filter, Time-Sert kit, driver for the Time-Sert kit, cheapy oil filter pliers that like work on almost everything, 17, assuming that size has not been changed, and then camera mount for in 1 minute when I get to work. So let me grab the drainer container and pull it over, drain the oil. I'll show you the threads and then we'll go from there. So we're going to drain this oil out. Start with a bad angle. See what's going on. Unfortunately, it's fresh oil. You don't really know about this till after it happens. But fortunately for the customer, the manager or owner or whatever it is of the Valvoline quick-lube place called me, said to call him for a credit card number, so that's good. But we'll just kind of like proceed like normal, clean up afterward. Might need to replace drain plug. I keep these around, various sizes. Actually that one looks maybe good. I will replace the washer though. It looks like they put a rubber washer on there. That's, oh no. Rubber or plastic, no bueno. They just, you can't torque them correctly. They don't crush. So I also keep a whole big bag full of Honda ones. Now I've always suspected that this happens, and it happens quite frequently on Honda products. Aluminum crush washer, get them on Amazon, like 100 in a bag. I've always suspected this happens because people don't torque drain plugs, and I know everyone is not going to, but you know, the torque spec on these aluminum oil pans is 29 foot-pounds, and to you know, think that you can do that with your hand. I'm calibrated, I got a calibrated hand, arm, whatever. I don't think so. And the repeated, you know, oil changing, doing this every 5,000 miles, whatever, that just repeats over and over, and just that someone's gonna overdo it, and then the weak aluminum threads then fatigue over time, and then this happens. So here we are. Make sure you don't double gasket. You know, you can always grab the old filter, make sure the gasket's in there. Sometimes gaskets will stick. Pretty unusual, but it does happen. Alright. So yeah, the threads are flattened in there. I think I'm going to try to show you. So the threads are kind of flattened, but you can see in the back of the threads, it's like they tore out back there. It's like a different, it's got like a step in there, and something's happened. Alright, so we're going to want to leave the drain pan there. Grab our kit. The pieces here. It tells you what 12-point sockets to use to drive each bit in, but more or less, you drill the hole, ream the hole, or ream the face, sorry, face it after drilling, then facing, and then install the insert. And there's a tap that comes with it also. But that's what we're going to do, and I'll try to show you that if I can. Alright, so back to this repair. I realized we don't have very much clearance because this exhaust pipe is in the way. So I just have a 3/8 ratchet I'm going to drill with a 12-point. Like I said, the 12-point sizes for each bit are listed in the kit. And this is how we're going to drill. So I have clearance. I had to take the oil filter back out. Now, because I'm going to have chips in there, you'll see what I do later. I'm going to put this on time lapse probably. But I will get the insert all installed, put the oil drain plug in, then I'm going to pour about a quart of oil in from the top, and then open the drain plug again, let it wash out all the thread, the chips that I'm about to make here. Alright, so that is how you repair an aluminum Honda oil drain plug. Now the reason the Time-Sert kit is so good, it is a steel insert and it swages itself into the pan, so it's like it deforms itself to stay in place. I did use a tiny little bit of some thread sealant. It's a Loctite brand item. It is thread seal and lock, I think is what it's called, in a white tube, just as a little extra measure. But that is the repair. I added the correct amount of oil, checked the level, lifted the car back up one more time and inspected for that same little drip that was there at the beginning, and it was not, so I let it sit for 20 minutes and then checked one more time just to make extra sure. Sorry I didn't have time to show you that part, but you know what pouring oil looks like, and I had some other phone calls to answer and whatnot. So thank you for watching. Time-Sert kit, best way to repair those, and not that hard, as you saw. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you? No, I think that's it. I'll put anything in the comments that I think of later about those inserts, but they're great. Thanks for watching.